Hi everyone, my name is Christine and this is my farm, Cabin Creek Homestead. Today's video is being made with a really heavy heart because we have a major respiratory disease sweeping through our flocks and there's no cure for this. The chickens started showing signs of Mycoplasma, I want to say 3 days ago. And at first it just looked like a respiratory disease, and so I began treating with VetRx and using poultry cell and rooster booster, just trying to make sure that they were in tip-top shape and making sure to keep their coops nice and clean and their water sources were bleached in between each refill. And I thought, man, we really got this thing. I saw some sneezing start, so I started giving them antibiotics. I had to learn how to give chickens injections for that. That was interesting, and I was feeling so accomplished. And then a couple days ago I noticed that they had bubbles in their eyes, and there is only one disease that presents like that, and that is Mycoplasma. There is no cure for it. There are a couple of ways that you could keep your birds if you wanted to, and you could make them asymptomatic and help them live comfortably, but we are a hatchery and there are 3 breeds that I raise specifically to sell. Knowingly bringing chicks into this flock while they are still symptomatic means that they're absolutely going to get Mycoplasma, and then selling those chicks would mean that I'm knowingly spreading a disease to another flock. And so there were a couple of options for us. One of them was that we could go to the necropsy lab, take a couple of chickens, they would kill them there on site and then test them afterwards. And I was really confused on the phone because she said, just bring 2 and we will be able to tell you if your flock has Mycoplasma. And so I asked, but does that mean that the rest of the flock has it or doesn't have it? Or what do I do? Like, can't it be asymptomatic? And she was like, yeah, they can live their whole life with it and you never know it. And I said, that's just not good enough for me. I need to know exactly who has it, who everybody has it. And she said, I just don't know what to tell you. Thankfully, I posted a little notice on Facebook just saying, listen, our chick sales are paused right now because we're dealing with a respiratory disease and there's no way I'm going to knowingly infect anybody. And a couple of hatcheries reached out to me saying, listen, we've been through this, here's what we did, which I'm so thankful for the farming community. When you're in an emergency and you're desperate, it's so nice to have somebody come up beside you and say, I will teach you everything you need to know. So it's brought some new friendships out of this for me, so I guess I can be thankful for that. One local hatchery told me everything I need to know step by step on how to test my entire flock. And so we were going to order 74 swabs because that's how many chickens we have right now. And we were going to test everybody with a corresponding number on the tube to the number that's on their leg and wait for the results and then just cull or kill whoever is infected. The problem is now that there are at least 3 or 4 birds in every coop who are symptomatic. Mycoplasma is incredibly contagious. It can be spread through their dander, it can be spread through the drainage of their eyes and their nose, and simply me walking in an infected flock and then coming home could be the way that I brought it to my flock. We don't know how I got here. Interestingly enough, I was on the phone with my veterinarian office a week ago and they said that there were some illegal chicken sales going on outside of the local Tractor Supply. People were bringing crates and crates of mature birds and selling them because they know that the chicks are running out really fast at Tractor Supply. This is an illegal way to sell animals. They haven't been tested. You really should not buy sight unseen like that. And so if I had been in the parking lot and stepped through an area where there was a contagion, I could have brought it home that easily. So this is really common and it's easy to spread, and I have definitely beat myself up about this, but I think I have to remind myself that there's only so much we can do for biosecurity measures before I start walking into my coop with a hazmat suit on. These things are going to happen, and this is what we deal with when we're raising animals. And so I am on a mission to be a little bit kinder to myself. You can arm yourself with knowledge and you can be super, super cautious, but hating myself brings no progress. Now, when I first realized the gravity of our situation and the mass casualty that this would be, perhaps culling 74 chickens, oh, I mean, my heart went to like the worst and the dark places, and it was like, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna move back to the city. I can't be a farmer anymore. I'm so bad at this. This is my fault. But it took some time for me to just process those unhealthy emotions and make room for a new resolve, which is just to build again. So in order for us to do that, obviously we need to clear the contagion before we add any more chicks. Unfortunately, we do have about 50 chickens in incubators right now, and they will be hatching this week and then in the next 2 weeks. We need to put them somewhere very, very far away from our current contagion, which is my big barn. There's 3 separate coops in there. After we cull all of the sick birds, we are going to have to sanitize and eradicate the bacteria. So we will be spraying the entire barn from top to bottom. We'll be clearing out the sand that's in there and trying to clean that as well. And then we are going to be putting a shed over here. This is Deer Cove. This is where I've been walking this whole time. My chickens never really free range over here, and so I feel like this is the best place for us to restart again as far as putting them in a safe place. And then we're just gonna build again. We're gonna grow again. We'll get our numbers back up, and because this gives me a chance to implement some new biosecurity measures, such as no more picking up chickens. Nobody gets to touch my chickens anymore. And I will be washing my hands after I touch every single coop. So we want to have 3 coops in different parts of the property for the 3 different breeds, so that if something were to happen like this again, it's less likely for it to sweep through every single chicken like it did in this instance. So washing my hands in between, using a sanitizer on my shoes in between. I'm already pretty neurotic when it comes to taking care of the animals, and my anxiety tends to go through the roof, and so this is going to make me completely insufferable. But I love what I do. I love raising chickens. They're one of the best parts of my life, and it's something I want to share with the world, so I want to do it well. I'm really curious what other chicken tenders have gone through the woes of losing an entire flock. If anybody has gone through this, I'd love to know what your experience was, and how you got through it emotionally, and then any tips you have for eradicating the bacteria and really cleaning everything out. Hopefully we have some very good news coming in the next several months as we start again and we begin to rebuild. But thank you for sticking with us, and thank you for cheering us on. It means the world to us. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.